There's an old saying, never depend on your lifelines. But I don't agree with that. I think that your lifelines are there to depend on. Don't have something there that looks like you can depend on it, but you can't. Before we get started with today's video, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like and subscribe button because that really helps content creators. Also, you can travel over to our website, sunlovesailing.com. I'm writing a manual that will be available on the website. The first few chapters will be free. The manual is how to prepare a yacht for ocean voyaging. So if this content interests you, if you think the book would interest you, please visit us at Sun Love Sailing, and hey, we'll get on with the show. Thanks. We are replacing our cable lifelines with solid stainless steel lifelines, solid stainless steel tubing. Initially, we're going to be just replacing from the gate aft to the aft pulpit. We're going to do both the top lifeline and the middle lifeline with solid stainless steel tubing. So these are our cable lifelines. They're also the coated cable lifelines, which I'm not a big fan of. You can't see when the lifeline begins to deteriorate. So that's one of the reasons that I'm getting rid of them. So all these lifelines that you see running up here are going to be solid stainless steel tubing. Both levels of the lifelines are going to be solid stainless steel tubing. Our stanchion bases are really, really nice on this boat. These are actually solid aluminum stanchion bases. They're very, very strong. They're not going to bend, and they're through bolted with 4 bolts into the bulwarks of the boat. So inside of the bulwarks are 4 threaded sleeves that are glassed in inside of the bulwarks, and the bolts pass through the plate that is welded onto the stanchion base and screw into these threaded sleeves. They're extremely robust. I really, really like them, and we are not going to be changing any of that. Sergio, the welder that's doing the solid lifelines for us, is going to be completely rebuilding these stanchion bases with those plates and the 4 bolts in them. So the structure is all going to still remain. Ordinarily, I do a lot of this work myself. I do just about everything on the boat myself, as you guys know. But I am happy, because I'm not a welder, I am having this job done by a local guy here in La Paz, Mexico. And his work is really beautiful. I've seen it, so I'm really stoked to get this job back. He said he's going to be back here next week to put it on. One of the things that I want to mention about lifelines is there's an old saying, never depend on your lifelines. But I don't agree with that. I think that your lifelines are there to depend on. If you can't depend on your lifelines, then you should make your lifelines able to be depended on. It's a really important thing. Don't have something there that looks like you can depend on it, but you can't. It's there, you need to be able to depend on it. So what we're going to do now is have a look forward, because we're also going to just have a quick discussion on bulwarks versus aluminum tow rails. They both have their advantages and disadvantages, and we'll just take a quick look at that. I just want to have a quick explanation of what bulwarks are versus tow rails and why I like a bulwark more. Now, I understand if you've bought a boat that has tow rails on it, that's great. Tow rails have plenty of advantages. I prefer bulwarks. If you have a boat with tow rails already, that's what you have. You're certainly not going to change them out for bulwarks. If you're looking for a new yacht, it might be worth considering a yacht that has bulwarks as opposed to tow rails. So this is the bulwark. On ours, they're about 3 inches tall. The thing that I like most about the bulwarks is you can put your foot on it. They can really be there to stop you from going overboard. Granted, water does not pass off the top of the deck as quickly because it has to run all the way back and we have to rely on scuppers to drain the side decks of the boat. But to me, the advantage of having a good, safe place to plant your foot is worth the trade-off of needing scuppers and having some water on your side decks. Of course, some of the advantages of just having a tow rail, an aluminum tow rail, which, don't get me wrong, I really like an aluminum tow rail. I would like to have bulwarks with an aluminum tow rail on top. Because the downside of the bulwarks, I think almost every yacht that I've ever seen with bulwarks, has a wood cap rail. Of course, the wooden cap rail, I don't like to put a finish on them, but most people do like to put a finish on them. Not putting a finish on them has its problems as well, because your bungs can leak, and keeping a finish on them will keep your bungs from leaking. For me, I like teak to be natural and gray, plus it's way less labor intensive. But that is one of the upshots of having the aluminum tow rails is there's no maintenance with them, and they also have a ton of tie downs all the way down them. So of course there's advantages to them, but again, for me, the safety outweighs the physical advantages of having aluminum tow rails. So that's it for today, folks. Just a quick one on the upcoming solid stainless steel tubing Lifelines project. Our super rugged stanchion bases that I love so much, and a quick overview of bulwarks versus tow rails, as well as a reminder that you should absolutely be able to depend on your lifelines. The next vid will be the follow-up of the Lifelines project, showing our new solid lifelines completed. So don't forget to head over to sunlovesailing.com for my manual, How to Prepare the Best Sailboat for Cruising. And if you're finding value in this content, you can buy me a coffee there at the website to support the project. So thanks again, and see you next time.